Hi, my name is Jodie Cumner and you're watching me on Run Forest Run TV. Hi, I'm Jodie Cumner and I'm a local run coach here on the Gold Coast I'm the owner and founder of Inform Running. Also take ladies out every Friday morning on an adventure in the rainforest called Trail Chicks Gold Coast. So you can look us up anytime. Recently I've just had the pleasure of participating in the BraveHearts777 Challenge, which had us running 7 marathons in 7 states over 7 days. Starting in Perth, we then flew to Adelaide, went to Melbourne, Launceston in Tasmania, and then we came across to Sydney, bussed it down to Canberra, and then we finished at the beautiful Gold Coast Marathon. Okay, so for me, Sydney was a turning point. Sydney was marathon number 5, and this is where it was going to either make or break me. And I just thought to myself, you know what, these kids are out there, they've got to live with these experiences. These kids that BraveHearts support through court systems, through education, through empowerment, they've got to live with this the rest of their lives. So I thought, no, come on, Joe, dig in. And then I thought to myself, how can I help others? Because by run 2, people were breaking down, people were getting hurt, blisters. I was fortunate enough this didn't happen, but I just thought, what can I do to help lift some spirits? So I decided that, okay, I'm going to start taking photographs. I've always got my phone on me, I'm always taking photos. So I thought, how can I lift their spirits? And the second last lap, so from lap 5 and 6, I started taking photos of all the other BraveHearts people and even the local crews that turned up, the state runners. So I started taking photographs, and to me, just seeing their faces light up, seeing their spirits just lift was enough for me to just go, yep, this is what we've got to do. So I started taking photos of everyone, live videos of everyone, and the look on their faces, you know, and them telling me later on, man, that helped. It changes their the process, the thought process. It changes how they're feeling at that moment. It just lifts their spirits. So that's what I did. I started capturing moments for people out on the course, and I just found it lifted my spirit and lifted theirs as well. It was something we had a little laugh about later. I actually got a little award at the BraveHearts Legends dinner afterwards, after we finished on Sunday evening, and it was about taking little mini photos on the course, and they all thanked me for it. So anything you can do, guys, just to get you through it, but to help others through it, it means a lot. I'd like to thank my sponsors for this event. So my sponsors were Fix Nutrition. They were amazing. Hydration, Cramp Fix, their liquid gels as well. Wild Earth were incredible, supplying all my comfort needs basically for all your gear, your adventure outdoor gear. Go and see Wild Earth, they'll look after you. Also got my other sponsor, Carolee Collective. She provided me with a few beautiful outfits, nice comfortable running crop tops. Knock Around Australia, they provided me with their sunnies and a nice little buff to keep me warm also. Thank you so much for that. Running Mums Australia is so supportive. They've helped me out so much with connecting people. I had Running Mums there on the sidelines cheering me on in most states. Also I had my Lions, the Lions Club at Robina and Carrara. Lions are always supporting local adventures, so if you need to get into it like they did for me at Kokoda last year, Lions Club Australia will help you as well. Nike, I wouldn't have got anywhere without Nike Robina and my girlfriend Jackie, and for helping me out, supplying me with my Alpha Fly too. So thank you so much to Nike Robina. Also Physio Creme. Physio Creme are a sponsor of the BraveHearts777 event. Physio Creme were there after every run. I got a post-run massage, so very, very important. They're jumping on board with a lot more events. Get into it, Physio Creme, naturally sourced, like my Fix Nutrition. Okay, so as a run coach, I just tell my athletes it's so important for you to have the right fueling and the right preparation. If you're going to come for a long run with me, you've got to have some breakfast. So I wake up in the morning, I make sure I get a good sleep. I'm in bed by 8:30 every night. Try and have a good restful sleep. Make sure I have my magnesium. That's my go-to every night. So I have some natural magnesium powder. And then I jump into bed, have a good sleep, wake up in the morning. I've got a routine of just doing a little bit of rolling, a little bit of stretching before I run out the door. Eggs, my power punch is eggs. I have 2 eggs with seeds and rice cakes and avocado. You've got to have your good fats as well every day. Don't be scared to eat. before you go for a run. And then during my run, as I said, I've got my hydration, I use my fix, take my cramp fix, and I make sure I have a little bit of fueling with me, like my Spring Energy as well. Go out the door, have a nice long run, make sure I drink plenty, even if in between fix I just stop and have a few little sips of water. So I'll get that big block in, and then afterwards I make sure I do a little bit of stretching straight away and get my protein in. I've always got in my kit a shaker with a little bit of protein powder. So I use my Neutral Organics protein powder, make sure I get that into me within 30 minutes. Your muscles, fibres are all open, they're ready, they're receptive to you actually, getting that good protein in, helping that build. And then I go home, take it easy, make sure I do a bit more stretching at home. And also I've got my own little set of compression legs. So I put myself in my little legs, and I make sure that I turn them on, do 2 10-minute sessions with them, and then I might have a little heat wrap. So mine aren't the best gear, I just got mine. Some of it's from Coles, some of it's from Big W, but it all works. Nice heat wrap just to get the blood flowing, a bit of physio creme, and then I go about my normal day, but making sure that I keep that hydration going through the day. Have a good clean lunch, heaps of veggies, heaps of rice. I eat a lot of rice during my prep, and I eat a lot of fish and eggs. So I make sure I do that, and then at night time, again, I'll just do a bit more rolling, read a book. I make sure I have at least 10 minutes at night before I go to bed, switch off all my tech, have a bit of a reading of a book, and then just turn off the light, relax the mind, and off I go to sleep. So that's my routine. Then I back it up the next day exactly the same. Get out there, I feel fresh, I feel relaxed. If I'm not feeling it that morning, I'll cut my run a bit shorter. It might be planned to do 35, I might only do 25, just listen to your body, make sure that it's fueled, it's ready to go. I don't push through the hard times. That, to me, I never compromise form for distance. That's what I say to my people, never compromise it. You've always got to make sure you've got that good running form, otherwise you're going to carry a bit of weakness and you might lead to some injury. So hope that all helps, guys. That's what I do for my, my daily prep. In January this year, I did a little promo for the Gold Coast Suns run here at Carrara Stadium, and during that time I'm a Physiocrem sponsored athlete, so I got to meet another fellow athlete, Brian Upton, and Brian mentioned to me about this BraveHearts777 challenge. So I went away and I just thought, I don't know if I can do this. It's quite a big commitment to coach, as well as preparing for such a big challenge and getting the mileage in it every week. But 2 days later I contacted Brian and said, no, I'm in. It's pulling at my heartstrings. I've got to have a go at this and raise some awareness for such an important cause, because I've done a little bit of work previously a couple of years ago for Brave Hearts. So I contacted them and registered, and then we just had to raise $10,000. So I set about some of my ambassador brands and some of the local, like the Lions Clubs and all that on the Gold Coast, and they were wonderful in supporting. Then I had to set myself a little plan, a little target. I just, week by week, increased my kilometres, did a few more back-to-back runs, which I like to do and I encourage for my coaching programs anyway. And then I trialled a lot of different clothing for different climate weather, because I knew I was going to get into some cold weather there in Canberra and Launceston, and also fueling. So I've got my Fix Pro, I'm a Fix ambassador, so I got the Fix on board, and of course they were 100% behind me. Wild Earth were amazing. They provided me with so much gear that I needed. So I pepped all up a bit. I tried their cramp fix a lot more, which I was just loving. That got me over the line 100% with Fix. And then I also had to have a look at some more fueling. So I tried some Spring Energy, which were amazing. I know a lot of fellow athletes use it, and I'm quite a holistic runner, a coach, and that's the way I live my life. I'm a plant-based athlete, so Spring Energy was right up there for me, along with my Fix and Physio Cream, which is also naturally sourced. So went from there, prepared my training, and that got me through to race day, just building those kilometres back to back. I'd built up to doing a 42k on Saturday, then I'd finish it, do another 25 on Sunday. But I've learned from this experience that could do with a bit more strength if I step up and do it again, and also to do a bit more volume back to back. So I'll probably do the 3 days of the bigger kilometres back to back. But the key is for your hydration, your nutrition, because that's what's going to get you through on the day. Your body can do it, but it's your mind that you've got to keep feeding and keep growing. Okay, so for me now, in the future, everyone has that little runner's high after they do a big event, especially like this. It's changed me spiritually, it's changed my way of thinking and approaching my training. So now it's like, what's next? So for me, I've got a dear friend, Jake Melby at Wild Earth, and he does a crazy adventure every year to raise awareness and funds for a charity. So he's asked me to jump on board with him next year. So stay tuned, we're gonna do something epic, I'm sure, together next year. Also, Wild Earth are thinking of doing a Wild Earth Burley to Wild Earth Brisbane, which is 100 Ks. So that's also another thing I got in the pipeline that we're going to work out the logistics of. Right now, for me, it's a little bit about recovery. I'll give my body 2 to 4 weeks to recover. This is the first time I've actually felt quite fatigued. We're 10 days out, and today's the first day that I'm actually feeling good. I went for a trail run with my chicks this morning, and I was actually feeling like, wow, my energy's back. So feeling good this morning, little run around here with Marcus this morning. So I'm feeling like, yeah, it might be time to kind of get back into my 150 plus Ks a week. I had last week at 100, which nearly killed me. But yeah, and also there's a Larapinta 4-day stage event that I was signed up to do 2 years ago, and COVID hit and that scrapped that. So that's something still in the back of my mind. It's more of a hiking, running, climbing over rocks, but that's a 4-day stage between the distances of, I believe, 25 and a marathon. So that's something that I've got there coming up. There's a couple more Steve Jackson's trail trips and events. He's got his Hilly Hamilton half in April. So that's another one I'd like to have a good crack at. So, and of course you've got the SEQ Trail Series that starts again in October. So for me right now, it's all about not so much focusing on 50 Ks and 100 Ks. I feel like I've done them tick. It's more of what can I do to raise some awareness whilst challenging my body. So I'm really enjoying the stage over a couple of days. I find my body's been doing quite well with them. So onwards and upwards, see what I can do. Bravehearts are trying to get me back for next year. That's not out of the question. I've got a few people that want to jump on board with me as well. So I'll see if I can build a little bit of awareness there and a little bit of support, people travelling with me. That'd be great. So yeah, onwards and upwards, we'll see what the future holds, but definitely there's got to be something big out there for me, and I'm looking for the next challenge. So thanks guys, thanks for chatting with me, it's been great.
I can't forget the day we met, you looked so fly.